There are places where the silence is heavier than the truth it conceals. In late March of 1922, a farmhand crosses a Bavarian field toward a lone farmhouse. His boots press into old snow. He knocks, but only the lowing of unfed cattle answers. This is Hinterkaifeck, where a single set of footprints leads from the woods to the house, and none lead back. Days earlier, the chimney smoked, now an uneery stillness. Inside the barn, beneath scattered hay, a family is found. The doors are bolted. A lantern has burned itself out. The story begins and ends with a path that stops at its own threshold. From a home silenced by violence, we turn to an identity meticulously erased. On a charred hillside above Bergen, Norway, in 1970, hikers find the Isdal Woman. The air smells of fuel. A watch has stopped. Among the ashes, police discover coded notes and clothes with every label cut away. Suitcases later found at a train station are filled with disguises, their contents pointing not to a person, but to a carefully constructed void. Then there is Dyatlov Pass. Searchers find a tent ripped open from within, a final meal left uneaten. 9 experienced hikers had fled into the killing cold, some without shoes. Their tracks wandered downslope toward the trees, a testament to a terror that made the freezing wilderness preferable to the shelter they abandoned. On Somerton Beach, Australia, in 1948, a different kind of mystery awaits the dawn. A man in a pressed suit rests against a seawall, his shoes freshly polished. He has no wallet, no identification, and no labels in his clothes. The only clue is a hidden scrap of paper bearing 2 words. It is finished. This fragment, torn from a rare book, leads investigators to a copy containing a faint, unbreakable code. He is a perfectly anonymous man at the end of a story we will never know. These are not tales of monsters, but of methods. We scrutinize the evidence, testing theories of a lone killer against the possibility of a state-sponsored act. We weigh tragic accident against a staged scene. But the timeline refuses to cooperate. Locked doors defy logic, and the simplest explanations crumble under the weight of bodies that do not return. The pattern is not neat, yet it repeats. Erased identities, cryptic messages, and evidence that pulls in opposite directions, complicating the very nature of truth. Today, we bring new tools to these old ghosts. DNA re-examination and genetic genealogy can give a name to the nameless. Digital archives can redraw a timeline. A clue, cold for decades, can suddenly catch fire. Yet, for every gap that closes, another seems to widen. The ending still stalls. And so we choose our words with care, to tell enough to honor the victims, but to admit the silence where the facts stop. In a world where every pocket holds a camera, these cases remind us that seeing is not the same as understanding. That even now, some doors remain locked, and some silences are absolute.